Welcome and greetings of the day. Today we are going to discuss the fluidized bed combustors. Whatever the background behind it, the concept of fluid bed combustors, and the benefits of fluidized bed combustors, all we are going to discuss in today's session. So, fluidized bed combustion systems (FBCs) basically abbreviated. So, oil and gas prices have increased in recent decades. Everyone knows coal is available in large quantities here in Maharashtra near Chandrapur. That particular coal is extracted from there. Mining are there. Okay, so from that it is extracted, and pulverized coal burning systems basically is costly, and the combustion takes place at quite high 1400 to 1700 degrees Celsius, at which a pollutant NOx is produced. Okay, so and similarly at high temperatures, ash forms a slag on a superheater tubes and causes fouling corrosion and reduces heat transfer rate. So it makes the process inefficient. So to here you can say the pulverized coal burning systems. So this were the you can say then disadvantages before the FBCs. Okay, so now what in this particular system, any type of coal can be burned efficiently. Okay, any type of coal can be burned efficiently in the temperature range of 900 to 1000. Initially, what was before FBC? It was 14 to 1700, which was creating NOx and all this slag and fouling, corrosions and reducing heat transfer. While this is range is 900 to 1000 degrees Celsius, and at which NOx is less and slag formation is almost absent. Okay, it is to be noted that this FBPS is introduced in 1950s and aim at removing sulfur from coal during the combustion process itself and reducing the formation of NOx. So this is the motive behind these systems. Okay, the principle of working of fluidized bed combustion system, a vessel in which there is water is fitted from the tube, which can heat, converted into steam and left out. Okay, here there is actually all the process is happening, the heating. So fuel is fed, the fluidized combustion air that is fed from here, and combustible gases moves out. And this is a fluidized bed particles, means a very fine particles of the coal that are used over here, okay, for the particular heating. Okay, so whatever the heat generated over here is taken up by water, it gets heated and the steam is converted. So here the point is to be noticed that the fine particle. The figure shows a simple fluidized bed combustion system which has a distributor or a perforated which has a distributor or perforated support plates on which finally fine divided particles of fuel, say 6 to 20 mm, this is to be noted, 20 mm, are provided and the particles are collapsed. Okay, from the below distributor plate, air is passed upward direction with some low velocity. So here you can see the very fine particles of 6 to particularly 20 mm are there. Okay, and the fluidized combustion air is passed through this. Okay, and which moving upward, and from below the distributor plate, air is passed in upward direction with some low velocity. The pressure drop across the combustion chamber can be measured with the help of manometer, and the velocity of air is gradually increased, and the logarithmic plot that we will discuss. So what is happening over here with the low velocity, the air is passing through this particular, okay, and a very small coal particles are there. Okay, so you know when there are a bigger particles, okay, their surface area is less. When you actually converted into fine particles, the surface area is increased, and which improves your, you can say, the combustion, heat transfer, and all. So that is the concept used very efficiently over here. Okay, so what is there in the system? Um, it has a distributor or perforated support plate which has finely divided particles of fuel 6 to 20 mm are provided, and the particles are on a collapse state. Okay, and from the below distributor plate air is passed upward with some low velocity. So here there is, you can say, here that particular path is tried to be explained as that the particles are fine. Obviously it will move ahead with it will do some motion with the particular air. So from the below distributor plate, air is passed upward direction with low velocity, and the pressure drop across the combustion chamber can be measured with the help of manometers. Okay, the velocity of air is gradually increased and logarithmic plot is shown. So that particular can be seen over here. So initially increases, then stabilize. So from up to A, the bed is stable. Okay, and between A and B, the bed is unstable, and the particle adjust their position to the present at a resistance to flow as possible. Okay, so here you can see up to A, the bed is stable. Between A to B, bed is unstable. Particle adjust their position as resistance of flow occurs. Correct now, when the air is coming from downward, obviously the particles come in flow, and they will adjust their position to minimize the resistance. Okay, so here you can say the particles are just in contact with each other at A. Okay, beyond B, the beyond this point, on further increase in velocity, the particles start moving freely in bed with the frequent collision with each other. So that can be seen over here. So when the velocity increases, okay, the particle starts moving, and it forms a motion over there. So that is to be picturized over here. The particles start moving freely in bed with frequent collision with each other. And at point B is called the point of fluidization, and the corresponding velocity is called the minimum fluidization velocity. Beyond point B, means beyond this point B, on further increase in velocity, the resistance to flow decreases as particles get separated and become freely suspended in a gas stream. Okay. In this state, the flow continues to expand and becomes turbulent. Also, there is a rapid mixing of particles. Under this condition of mixed bed, and gas behaves like a fluid. Okay, and the burning of the flow in such state is called as fluidized bed combustion. So beyond point B, as it is discussed over here, the resistance to flow decreases, the particles becomes freely suspended in gas stream, and the flow becomes turbulent, and there is a rapid mixing of particles, and that leads to the term called fluidized bed combustion. So quite easy to understand. So what is the advantage of this kind of fluidized bed combustions? Okay, so the advantages of FBC systems are size and cost of plant is considerably reduced as there is efficient heating is there. So for the same capacity or the combustion plant, you need a lesser particular size, and obviously the cost will increase as there is a heat transfer is increased, the efficiency of combustion is increased. Okay, the coal with high ash content can be used, any type of coal can be used with this particular system because it is efficient process. The low temperature of combustion in MBS system allows ash to remain soft and less abrasive. So we know initially there were 1400 up to 1400 temperatures were there before FBC. Later on it was reduced to 900 to 1000 degrees Celsius. So that means lower temperature of the combustion with respect to that previous allows ash to remain soft and less abrasive. Okay, SO2 emissions are much less due to addition of this dolemite. So remember, this is again asked in many examinations. So SO2 emission is less due to addition of this particular in the feed. Okay, combustion efficiencies often are the combustion efficiencies often are high as 99.5%. So that is considerably high, 99.5%. Okay, and the initial and operational cost are low. The rate of heat transfers are much higher since the systems behave like violent burning liquid. Okay, and the volatilization of alkali compounds does not occur over here. Therefore, their deposits on the boiler tubes are almost absent. Okay, and the coal use is 2 to 3% of the bed volume. Remaining space is occupied by inert material like sintered ash, fused alumina, sand, etc. And this materials helps in controlling the bed temperatures in the range of 800 to 1000 degree Celsius. So this is the actually the main advantage in the series, that the combustion temperature is lower down from 1400 1700 to range 800 to 1000 degrees Celsius, as it produces NOx at this higher temperature. In the previous system, in this system NOx emissions are low since amount of excess air use is less and temperature maintained are low in FBC systems in the range of this 800 to 1100, max to max 1100, as compared to the pulverized cold combustion systems. Okay, so these are the basically the advantages of FBC systems. Okay, now moving ahead with the topic of discussion, there are different types of FBC systems. So the FBC systems are classified as atmospheric FBC systems, pressurized FBC system, atmospheric FBC system further classified as underfeed FBC systems and overfeed FBC systems. Okay, so which are atmospheric FBC systems. So the atmospheric fluidized bed combustion systems are presently in fully developed state, and these are being used in many power plants. This is to be noted. In these systems, the pressure inside the combustion chamber is kept atmospheric. So that's why these particular systems are called atmospheric fluidized bed combustion systems. Okay. In these systems, the pressure inside the combustion chamber is kept atmospheric. Okay. These are further classified as underfeed and overfeed systems. Okay. Based on whether the loading of the fuel and supply of the air from the bottom of the bed or on the top of the bed respectively, underfeed atmospheric FBC systems are compact in design. They have high operational cost, while overfeed atmospheric FBC systems are simple in operation with less operation cost. But this gives lower heat transfer rate per meter square of the bed. So there are some advantages and disadvantages of this particular sub-classifications, underfeed and overfeed atmospheric fluidized bed combustion systems were discussed. So based on whether the loading of the fuel and supply of the air is from bottom of the bed or top of the bed respectively, underfeed atmospheric FBC systems are compact. Okay, so this is advantages of underfeed. They are compact in design, but they have higher operational cost. Okay, while overfeed atmospheric fluidized bed combustion systems are simple in operation with less operational cost, but give lower heat transfer rate. So contrarily, compared to underfeed, it has some advantages and disadvantages as well. So advantages of underfeed system is that it is compact in design, but disadvantages is that it is a higher operational cost. While in case of overfeed, it has a less operational cost but lower heat transfer rate. So you must remember this. Now moving as in atmospheric fluidized bed combustion system, the pressure atmospheric actually use over there. So here you can see in this system the pressure inside the combustion chamber is atmospheric, while in pressurized FBC systems, okay, this is the latest development used for generation of power in which air is supplied under the pressure of 10 bar approximately with the help of an air compressor driven by a gas turbine. Okay, as shown in particular figure, that particular figure we will discuss in the next subsequent discussion. With the help of air compression and the supply of the air is under pressure, result into better rate of heat transfer compared to the atmospheric FBC systems. Okay. Moving to the next, note that all clean gas is supplied to the gas turbine, producing power required for the air compression, which supplies the pressure rise air to the combustion chamber. Okay, FBC systems has various designs. The fluidized bed may also be classified as packed bed or fixed bed, bubbling fluidized bed, fast or circulating fluidized bed, transport reactor bed. Okay, so this packed bed or fixed bed means it consists of a bed stationary particles on a perforated grid or distributor plate through which the gas is flowing. Okay, in a moving packed blade which is used in stoker fired boilers, the solid particles move with respect to each other and the velocity is around 0.3 to 1.2 meter per second. Coming to the next, bubbling fluidized bed. When the air velocity is more than the minimum fluidization velocity, the bed behaves like a liquid, okay, fluid, and the pressure drop across the blade equals to the weight per unit area. Okay, while the air flows through the bed in the forms of bubbles, which pass through what is called the emulsion phase bed. Okay, and the size of the bubbles increases as it rises up in emulsion phase bed, and they may carry some solid particles. Okay, which they thrown into the space above the bed called freeboard. Some particles fall back to the bed beyond a certain height above, and the bed is called transport disengaging height. Okay, and the particles do not fall back and are carried away by the gas. This is called elutriation of the solids. Air velocity in this zone is 1 to 4 meter per second. Then moving to the next, fast or circulating fluidized bed. Okay, the air velocity in the circulating combustion is little, you can say is here up to 1 to 4, here 4 to 10 meter per second, and in circulating bed the solid particles elutriated with air return back to the bed at a sufficient high rate. And the bed combustion columns is divided into two regions. The core of the column consists of dilute gas which carries particles upward, and the walls or the annuals of the bed consist of denser medium in which the solid particles from the clusters and fall down at a certain distance and disintegrate to be carried away upward again. Thus, a circulating motion of the solid is established by this particular way. Moving to the next, transport reactor bed. What is this? When the velocity exceeds 10 meter per second, which is highest in our discussion range. Okay, solid particles are entrained in and elutriated with flowing air. They do not fall back as the air velocity is more than the terminal velocity of the bed. Okay, and this type of bed is usually used in pulverized coal fire boilers. Advantages of this pulverized pressurized FBC systems over atmospheric FBC systems are: it allows increase in coal loading per meter square in the combustion chamber since the burning rate of fuel is higher. Okay, it required reduced air velocity, no emissions are reduced. It has improved overall thermal efficiency of the plant. There are some the overall size of the plant is considerably reduced and hence overall cost of the plant. Better desulfurization is accomplished It allows to use the reduced flue gas temperature before supplied to the chimney, since less acid is formed as a result of condensation of water vapor. So this is all about the FBCs. So what we have discussed, we have discussed the background of FBC, why it is essential. We have discussed the principle of operation of the FBC. Okay, all related velocity concepts, all the different phases in the working. Okay, and then we have discussed its advantages over others. Okay, and then we have discussed the types in which the basic like atmospheric FBC and pressurized FBC will discuss we further subclassified atmospheric into underfeed and overfeed systems, and then the other types of FBC systems also based on design we have discussed packed bed, bubbling fluidized bed, fast or circulating bed, and transport reactor.